Guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find the love within.
Let me start off this review by saying that I love Stan Lee. He's one of the greatest artistic minds of the 20th century. He's one of the few cool old guys. He was a prankster, he liked to pull some spoofs and goofs on people.
Well, I think I've got to say seriously, which isn't easy for me to do, but I think it's very impressive that in a matter of 20 minutes you guys could come up with something like this. I mean, bad as it is.
He created some of the most iconic characters in comic book history. But he's also a thief. One of Stan Lee's greatest creations, the Incredible Bulk.
What the hell is that?
Well, it ain't Barney the Purple Dinosaur.
Incredible Hulk. Wasn't created from the inner depths of Stan's mind. Oh, no. It was created from the inner depths of Crown International Pictures, the studio that gave us heavy-hitter cinema classics like Don't Answer the Phone, about a creepy old pervert.
Don't Answer the Phone.
And Crater Lake Monster, about a town filled with creepy old-style perverts from the 1970s.
Well, I don't know about you fellas, but I'm going to protect my interests.
And my personal favorite, Hunk, starring Danny DeVito. But the movie that inspired the Hulk is not any of these. No. It's a quiet, thought-provoking.
Flag on the moon. How did it get there?
A little rapey, yeah, sure. Action-packed. Life-changing film. It's the Beast of Yucca Flats, which sounds more like an episode of Looney Tunes. But that's where the similarities with Looney Tunes ends, and the similarities with the Hulk begins. You got a scientist on a nuclear testing site.
Joseph Jaworski's destination, Yucca Flats, and a meeting with top brass at the A-bomb testing ground.
Who, due to Russian interference...
These men are also from behind the Iron Curtain. Two of the Kremlin's most ruthless agents. Their orders: get the briefcase, kill Jaworski.
Gets affected by the nuclear blast and turned into a raging monster. And by monster, I mean he just chokes people off screen and wanders around the desert.
Looking for something or somebody to kill.
And waves a big stick around. Seriously, this little narration here totally sums up the character of the Hulk.
Joseph Jaworski, respected scientist, now a fiend, prowling the wastelands, a prehistoric beast in the nuclear age.
Without even mentioning the name Bruce Banner, this is literally the Hulk.
A prehistoric beast in the nuclear age.
So if we all agree that, there's certain actors that when they show up in a film, it's going to be a good movie, like Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro pre-2002, then let me introduce you to Tor Johnson, professional wrestler turned actor, probably the first of the many historic wrestlers turned actors.
My mom could stay on longer than that.
Tor Johnson, who is arguably the best of the wrestler turned actors. You put him against The Rock and John Cena, there's no competition. I'm taking Tor Johnson every day. You put Tor Johnson against Triple H, I'm taking Tor Johnson. Tor Johnson has some of the best line delivery I've ever heard.
Have one of the boys take the guy and the girl back to town. You take charge.
Unfortunately, in The Beast of Yucca Flats, he's not given any dialogue. He just plays a beast that just goes "ah" a lot. He never actually says anything, which I think is quite a deterrent towards the quality of the film. That's one of the few problems I have with the movie, actually, is that Tor Johnson isn't given any dialogue that he can masterfully deliver because he just has such an expert grasp on the human language.
Time for go to bed.
And to rob us, the viewers, of his mastery of all the syllables in the human language, it's quite a shame.
Medical examiner been around yet?
But anyway, Tor Johnson, star of Beast of Yucca Flats, also star of Plan 9 from Outer Space.
I will get one of the flashlights from the patrol car.
Be careful, please.
I'm a big boy now, Johnny.
Star of The Black Sleep. When you see Tor Johnson in a movie, you know it's going to be pretty bad.
A party girl. A party. Hey, but look at me.
So, the Beast of Yucca Flats starts off with this super hot scene of this Russian model in a towel. Oh man, it's almost too hot for me to show you. I mean, obviously for 1961, this is some pretty risque stuff. So she's drying herself off, and she's got the loudest clock ever. And then the clock noise really, really bothers me here. Because if this were a David Lynch film, you'd have a bunch of pretentious film nerds stumbling over themselves like, oh, what's the clock noise? Where's it coming from? This is so atmospheric. But now that there's a loud clock noise in the Beast of Yucca Flats, everyone automatically dismisses it as, oh, it's just, it's a bad film, so who knows why it's in there, bad choice. Hey, honestly, it could have a deep meaning to it. But anyway, so he kills her, and the Beast walks into her room and strangles her. And I'm wondering if maybe it's the director's hands that strangled her, and that's what inspired Tarantino to do what he did on the set of Inglourious Bastards. I'm not sure.
How on earth can you persuade somebody to be part of such a terrifying thing? Tarantino answered this question during the Graham Norton show. What I said to her is, I'm going to be the hands, and I'm going to just strangle you, all right?
What the fuck?
One fun thing to do in this movie, and you have to find something fun to do, is to take count of every line of dialogue that starts with someone either out of frame or with their back turned to the camera.
How much do I owe you?
$3.
Boys, we're leaving.
I sure hope so. My throat's dry. Mine too. Mom, we saw some real pigs. Yeah, and a coyote. Coyote? Yeah.
And that's because the director filmed the movie with absolutely no audio. This also leads to pretty much the greatest narration ever. It even puts Rod Serling to shame.
Coyotes. Once a menace to travelers. Missile bases run them off their hunting grounds.
It's just a bunch of random non sequiturs, which probably had a point, but I'm not sure what the point was besides informing the audience about what a button's function is.
Touch a button, things happen.
First things you would do if you were president right now that would specifically help Americans?
Nothing bothers some people, not even flying saucers.
I will say, I like the music. I think the music is good. For the time, nothing special, but it's serviceable. I like all the creature action. Give us a lot of animals to look at through the course of the film. So anyway, The Beast of Yucca Flats is one of those notorious, terrible B movies from the drive-in era. Up there with Manos, The Hands of Fate.
Mike, I'm scared.
Ega, and Robot Monster.
Destroy the family.
Not a very good movie, but I watched it, last year. Only 54 minutes long, so it's not like it's going to be too painful to watch. Like the charm of a low-budget bad movie from the olden times is more endearing to me than a big-budget failure of a movie like Cats or Dr. Dolittle. Like, I'd much rather watch Beast of Yucca Flats and watch Tor Johnson stumble around in the desert and a bunch of terrible camera work and awful narration. I would much rather watch that because it's kind of endearing in its awfulness. It's kind of funny, you know, to watch movies of the era to see what kind of cheesy movies people were watching back then. Then compared to the cheesy movies we get now, it's really quite depressing. I would seriously consider killing a man to bring back the bad movies from old. Like, can we get like a Beast of Yucca Flats remake? I'd be down for that. But anyway, the Beast of Yucca Flats did inspire the Incredible Hulk. I mean, there's a lot of similarities there, but in the 50s, late 50s, you know, early 60s, a lot of films at the time, a lot of B movies were playing around with the whole nuclear holocaust, what kind of monster could be created from technology and nuclear energy and such. I mean, that's where you got Godzilla from. So, yeah, the Hulk in of itself, actually, the Incredible Hulk, is not that original of an idea. I really hate to say that. But B movies from the 50s, such as Godzilla, which is the greatest B movie ever made, were playing around with the idea of a monster being born of a nuclear explosion. Obviously, the Hulk, after, you know, a while, became something much bigger and deeper than that. I would say the Beast of Yucca Flats did not inspire the Incredible Hulk, but you never know. I mean, Stan Lee could have had, you know, him and Jack Kirby could have gone and saw this at a drive-in and thought, hey, nobody's going to remember this movie in 10 years anyway, so let's just go ahead and remake the Hulk. Let's just remake it and call it the Incredible Hulk. I don't know. But obviously Stan Lee and company did a much better job with the concept than the Beast of Yucca Flats. But again, this is one of those charming bad movies that I'll always like to just throw on in the background while I'm doing something else.
Joe Dobson, caught in the wheels of progress.
These take beauty flowers. Beast wish you a better movie.
Hi, Mr. Beast. I am an agent for Ang Lee. I was wondering if you'd like to be in one of our movies. But the thing is, you're not going to be doing much at all, actually. You might jump up a few times and you might beat up some devil dogs, but that's really all there is to it. I'm trying to make this more of a sophisticated thinking man's Beast film, you know?
Beast only want to be in bad B movie. I hit you with rock! Beast, run slow! This is intimidating! Beast, tired.
Boy, go!
Check this out.
Radical! Minus 200 points!
Look at this big rock. Want to see me throw it? Yeah, I bet you do.
100 points!
Got big dog status, it ain't no secret.
Damn it. Damn it.
Awesome!
Guess you wonder where I've been. I search to find the love within.